Now we're having this time summertime handguards with the remote button. Such a cool machine. A seal, USB cable. Also, I bought something for my crew. I promised in last episode that we're putting together a crew by the subscribers, and we can't have a crew without a ship. So now I need to call for the old gods. Odin, do you hear this prayer? Help me to paint this Viking ship. Help me. I need it because I can't paint. Actually, you don't have to go that long to come here because he's right here. So we just need to pop out and help me with the painting. Let's go. No, I won't help you, you beardless faggot Viking. Wow. There we have it. Nice looking ship. Now we're 148. Just from the last episode, we have expanded this much on the ship. Also on the channel, of course. But it's, again, super happy for this, and this makes me want to do this even more, because I know that people out there is coming along, be a part of this channel. But enough talk. Let's continue with the bike stuff. We have some things that's gonna be mounted, some things we're gonna go through. So this is the handguard that I choose to go with, and it's this from AliExpress. It was the cheapest I could find to this model that I think looked good. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. If you want some wind protection that is cheap, it's a really good option. You have this inner bigger part, this outer smaller part, with this bracket to the side mirror. And when you get them, don't just think that you can put it on and then they look perfect. When I mounted them on, one was straight, or it was tilted like this a bit, and the other one was tilted in the other direction. You have to get the range and adjust them a bit so you get them aligned. Put them on the central stand and look at them, because they sit like this when you get them out of the box. And I think for now, when I go to the trip in Europe, it would be very hot. So I'm gonna take this away and just use the smaller part, so I get some ventilation in my jacket sleeve and stuff. So I'm gonna go with this. And I honestly don't know, when I was adjusting, if you saw the previous episode with the windscreen, I was adjusting it with distance and spacers and different angles and stuff. So I had to make a bracket. Hold on. The problem was when I had the windscreen spaced out and up a bit, the handlebar touched the windscreen. So I had to do a spacer, so I spaced it out. But I don't know if I need it, we see. Then I made these brackets. And I want to apologize that it looks kind of nasty, the parts, same with the lockable bracket in the last episode and stuff. But it's because I tested them, so at least I know what I talk about. So we start by taking the side mirror off. Then we need to check if there is in the original toolbox. Yes, it's the right size. Good to know, so you don't be stranded with a wrong angled side mirror or a loose one down in Europe. I'm gonna put some grease in here so it don't rust anymore. It's good to know that I try to treat the rust with something. And then just put this up with the side mirror in again. Then it comes with this washer for the outer part of the handlebar. So we're gonna remove this screw. Put it in like this, super easy. By hands that shape the sun and moon. Wind speaks in. This looks like shit because they're well used. This is really cheap ones from Tim. This, not the best quality, but they do dampen the vibration a bit. So now the moment of truth. Will it touch the windscreen? Yes. I think I'm able to solve this problem just with a wrench. We'll see. If I put you here. No, I didn't have to. I just need to tighten this so the handguard flew up a bit. Does it look good? Yeah. A bit. I need to tighten this up. Yes, it works. It was really a close shot. Does it even scratch? No. That's great. So you don't have to do an adjustment if you have this windscreen and this riser, because this builds out a bit. If you didn't have the riser, it would be more play room here. But with the riser it's really close one. But you can always adjust it with a wrench. Like point it out and take 2 wrenches and mold it where you want it. That's when it's good to have Chinesium. It's easy to mold. Then just screw the something like that. So we mount the other one on the other side, and then I show you how it looks like from the front. Here you can see what I talked about earlier. I made this bracket. So I extended the arm and then I put a nut as a distance here. So it moved out, what is it, 2 centimeters, 2.5. So then I could float in front of the windscreen. So it's, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but it's easy to fix if it crashed to the windscreen. If you think it's fun to solve problems like this, then it's not a big deal if it's crashed into the windscreen. If you just want bolt-on parts, then it can be a pain in the ass if it's you have the windscreen riser, aftermarket windscreen, and buy some weird handguards. Again, let's remove it. Bird shit.
Dancing on heath and hill, and twilight sings so strange, so still. I walk the path the gods once knew, where stars are old and skies are
What is this? I don't want it. It's, you know, that kind of things is extra weight. You don't want extra weight on the bike.
I chase the echoes time can't hide.
Ah!
A whisper deep from ash and bone, the ancient call to war.
So now we see this side. No, here it crashed. So now we have to make some adjustments. I see just by looking at them that on the right side this is straight out, and on the left side it's more angled. So if we try to just push it out like this and then tighten it. Yeah, then we have a run over. Perfect. Like this. Now we have 2 handguards. Let's see how it looks like from front. So they are, the left one need to be massaged a bit. I see right from here that the brake reservoir is tilted a bit forward. So we're gonna screw that high as possible and then give this one a little massage. Yeah. 8mm from my tool bag.
Mot skuggornas bo
I think that is good enough. How does it look like? Yeah, it's really hard to see, but it's good enough. I promise you. No one is gonna see the difference. Time for the remote button. Last time when I had this mounted, I used the inner big section of the handguards. This is really easy to click out from the mount, like this. Then you have this much space to mount it on. Big spaces with no problem. This is a little bit trickier because there is no straight angle down in here. So I need to find out where I want it. You need to sit on the bike to have this feeling, but I want to go and push right here. I don't want to have it in here, right out here. Then I can push it with ease. This is a must if you want something to stick at Chinesium plastic. They are so greasy. Or anything for that matter. Take all the grease away. And then I will take this, you saw the link in the last episode, this super duper Chinese double adhesive tape. And I will build up these grooves so it will build up to a flat surface. Not like super big, just so it hides behind the remote button. Like that. So this is not gonna do any difference to the remote button to stick there. But I don't want this groove because every time I press the bottom of top button it will wiggle and sometime it's gonna come loose. So if I have this build up, then it touches the tape instead of wiggling on the edge here. Here you see, wiggling. No wiggling. I think I put 4 in the bottom and 5 at the top.
Där viskar en döda i vindarnas
Glued on there, not going anywhere, I think. Maybe we'll drop it down in Bosnia, I don't know. But then I can just reach out with the finger, zoom in, zoom out, play music or whatever I bind the buttons to do, whatever of my needs. Nice.
My God. Is that your actual? That's not your actual accent, is it?
It is.
You talk like that?
Yeah.
Do you? Is that the way people talk in Sweden?
No, yes, it has a very different cadence in Sweden. We talk, it's very, the melody is very different.
So now we have a remote button where we want it. We have the tablet where we want it. So we're gonna fix the charging solution, so we have some battery for it, and then we fix it so it's lockable. And my plan was to go with this. I'm just gonna put it here by the battery, down here, and then drag this cable, just as it is, up to here. And then I don't know how I'm gonna do with it. It's perfectly fine when I drive it and charge it, but when I leave the bike over the night, for a hotel night down in Europe or something, or this cheap, crappy hotel, then I'm gonna unplug this. And where should I put it so I don't get filled with water? I don't know, honestly. Maybe I can leave some slack, take it down and just close this door so it's protected in here. We'll see. So this is a bloody mess. I must put some effort into this and fix it. But for now we're just gonna get things where we think we want it to be, make it sure that it works, and then I'm gonna do the final touch. So it's nice. Just super easy. Here I have a minus. And I'm gonna have this always on. I have the voltmeter and can always use this button to shut it off if I'm leaving it overnight or if I'm scared that it will drain the battery. So then I can charge maybe the microphone, the camera while I'm eating and stuff. And this tablet charging solution is only gonna be on when the ignition is on, using this. So I'm gonna remove this and put it to constant voltage, and I will have this only by ignition. Now we should have some voltage here. Yes, it works. While we're waiting on this tablet to charge up a bit, because of course it was drained with battery, I'm not prepared at all, I have an idea for this charging. And it looks like this. I will put the smallest O-ring I can get so it gets sealed from water when driving. But I don't want to have it too big because it can make the connection pop out. So I'm gonna go with as small one as possible. I think I can go with an R01. Can you see this plate? You don't want this because water is gonna get in there. So then we try. Yes. I don't think it's gonna push out the connector. No. No, that's perfect. So now we're just gonna push this cable in here. And then you just take the cable, push it in here. This is totally open. It's like a quite big space for the cable to go through. So just take it like this. And then I don't know. I think we need to find a good route for it so it don't bother the steering. I don't want it to get damaged while steering and stuff. But I think that's great. And then I'm gonna go up here. Around till there. So I have a solution. I will do like this. Remember, this is just for the night times. Otherwise, this is gonna be plugged in on the go. And the whole purpose with the lockable thing is that I don't need to take it away when going to supermarket, go and have a dinner or lunch or something. This is just for the parking at night time. Then I will unplug this, take it down, take it right over here. I don't want to have it here because it can gather water that escapes through the ceiling down in the trunk. So I'm gonna go with it here so it leans downwards for the water to fall down. Just like this and close it. So all slack from this I will drag into the trunk and just have this length of the cable. So just like this. This is a good length. I have this extra. So then I unplug the tablet, take it to the bag, into the hotel, sleeps. Then in the next morning I get up, super tired, plug it in so I know which direction I'm about to go. Take the cable out. I don't know if I take it around the display or not, but I just take it up here, plug it in and push this extra down here. This is not too long, this is not gonna go to the steering stop or something because it's catch up by the cables to the headlight and stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it loose like this. I would like to, of course, zip tie it down so I have a slick look. But if I zip tie it, then I need to cut it up to push it down here to save it from the weather. So I'm just gonna leave it loose like this. It don't bothers me at all. So how much extra cable do I have? I will order 1 meter of this instead because I want as much charging power as possible and all this length take away. Not much, but some of it. Now the tablet says 7 hours until full charge. That's not good at all. That's really slow charge. And if we plug this power bank in, we're having 2 hours. And if we take this cable out from this device that we just installed and plug it in this, then it also says 7 hours. And if we take the cable out and plug it in this power bank, then it says 9 hours. Now it says 2 hours. I don't know why. We do like this. We take the voltmeter and give it a proper measurement, 3 hours, and see what's happening. On the pins. Put this in amps, and also this pin, depends on which multimeter you have, of course. And then make sure you have the straight line for plus and minus, not the AC current. Then this is our plus that's coming from the headlight, which is 2 thin wires just temporary. I will fix this later. We take the plus, put it in the red cable, in an amp. And then we take our new device, plus and minus. The minus is still on minus because we're not gonna break that connection. We're just gonna use the plus side. So the plus goes in from the battery to the headlight into this red pin, out in this black, and then we have the plus here. That will give this voltage through the multimeter. Now we have a circuit here. And then we take the USB, take the cable up to the tablet and plug it in. 0.4 amp. And why is that? It says on this 3 amps max, but it delivers 0.4. So we're gonna test this one for fun and see how much this delivers. Now we unplug the cable to the tablet, we unplug the plus that gives this voltage, and then we do the same with this one. We leave the minus to the minus connection down in here, give it some voltage through the same again from the headlight in over to the black one, so I have the plus here, plug it in. And now this lights up, see, and we plug the cable into the tablet and see how much it charges. 1.1 amp. So this is a Chinese lie. Don't buy it. It sucks. I don't want this on my trip. If you have a charging device, something like this, then you can skip all this drawing part, because then it's much easier to measurement how much charging your solution is putting out. But if you just have a multimeter at home and want to do the measurement on the 12 volt side, so you don't need to cut any wires, then you can look at this. And if you're a kind of little nerdy like me, then you also can look at this. So this can be really handy if you're struggling with charging problems. Also, I see this episode is going to be really long, so I'm going to try to be real quick again. The Samsung tablet can take as maximum 15 watt of charge. And how much amps do we need of the device to be able to charge it at the maximum speed? It's this formula. So wattage 15 divided by the voltage on the secondary side, which is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3 amps. And this should be able to deliver 3 amps, so this should be a great option. But it's not. Because when we hang up this multimeter on this side, you get 0.47 amps. And this is not of any interest because it's on the primary side, the 12 volt side. It's completely different on this 5 volts side that is charging the tablet. And to be honest, it's just the wattage that matters. So we need to use this one to get the real wattage in the tablet. And to get the answer how much this device can deliver in wattage, we need to use this value in this formula. So we take the voltage 1, which is on the primary side, which is 12. Then we multiply it with the amps on the primary side, which is 0.47. And then we divide it in the voltage on the secondary side, which is 5 volt, 5. It is 1.128 amps. So now when we have 1.1 amps, we can use this in this easier formula. So to get the voltage it delivers, we just have to multiply the voltage with the amps on the 5 volt side. So it's 5 volt multiplied by 1.1 amps, which is 5.6 watt. This setup do just deliver 1/3 of the maximum speed that we want. And just for fun and compare it to something, we remove this device and put in the other AliExpress with the voltage meter. This is a voltage meter. And with this one we had around 1 amp. Then we go to this formula again. So we take the voltage 1, which is 12 volt, multiply it by 1. So 12 divided by 5 is 2.4 amps. Then we take the 2.4 amps and put it in this rule. So 5 volt, which is on the secondary side, times 2.4 amps is 12 watt. So we get 12 watt out of this device, and we get 5 watt out of this device. And this is what frustrates me. It's something that is wrong with the mathematics. It should deliver around 15 watt. We have also always losses in cables and connection points and stuff, and the tablet and the charging port and stuff. So 12 watt is a really good value on this one to charge the, but this is just crap. This wouldn't be enough to use my navigation on the trip. That's why I'm gonna throw it away. Good. And now when we're here, we can look at, maybe you think, if we start the bike, do we get some more power to the tablet for charging? Because the voltage going up, you can see here the voltage is 11.9, and if we crank the motorcycle up, this will probably pop up to 14 volt. Will it increase the current to the tablet? Let's see. No, not at all. So now you know you don't have to crank the bike up that you think that it gives some more power to the tablet, because this regulates. This gives the same power if it's 11 volt or 15 volt. So this is the thing that I'm gonna plug in to make it lockable. It have this scary skull on it. I saw they were also diamond. I would rather buy a diamond or something. But when I finally find something that could fit in my mind when I was thinking about this, it was the skull that showed up. Hello. So we're gonna use a skull because we're so badass. I plug this in the hole. And then you just lock it. So you'll see the logo here. This is for the border staff at the airport, because they can unlock this also. I don't think the crackheads down in Europe are gonna have this key. But this is usually for a backpack, so you lock it in the zippers. And then there is secured. I can't undo this screw when this is in. I can have a side cutter and get in. I'll show you. I can get in with a side cutter like this and cut it off. But I don't think the crackheads have side cutters in their pocket either. And if you're gonna think like this, then they maybe have a Allen key so they can unlock everything and steal the whole navigation bar and everything. But we make this 3 minutes thief-proof, just going to the supermarket or sitting at a restaurant or something. And here we still have the fast connection, so if someone looking at this, this is the easiest target to get it off the motorcycle. If they don't have an Allen key, then they can unlock the windscreen and take everything with them, of course. But this is at least the thing that I would do if I want to steal a tablet. So we're gonna undo this. And then we will put an M5 nut on this one. Push the tablet in again. Just make it hang on there. And then an 8mm long socket. And I want to have this quite hard. I don't want it to fall down when I'm driving. I'm gonna get the feel. Yeah, something like this. I want to be able to adjust it a bit to make this easier to get in the hole. But I don't want it loose so it falls down when I'm driving in bumps and stuff. This is the sweet spot. And then we put this back so it looks like you can take this one off. So if you get out from the supermarket and see that this is gone, then you know it has been a crackhead on your bike. I have bind these buttons so I can change this page. Here I have trip, so total time, stop time, medium speed, driving time and distance. And then I have notifications from the phone. You can also connect the phone to the tablet, so you show the phones like an iPhone notification at this tablet. So I can leave my phone on charge in the trunk and then have the notification on this tablet. So it's super handy. So I bind this button so I can change on the right button. Can you see where I push? No. Then I change this page over and over. And if I press the left button, I change this page. Here I have compass, map, and also notification. We can change this also to a map because I use maps more often. Notifications, and then we put map. So now I have map, compass, map. And it's really good with a button using this page because the map is quite small, so you get its claustrophobic feeling. Then you can just zoom out and get a better overview. Then I have up is zoom in, down is zoom out. And when we go to the map, it's the same thing. I zoom in, I zoom out. On going to sides, nothing happens because I haven't bind that yet. Ice Hotel Jukkasjärvi in the north of Sweden. We want to go there, navigate. Then we can choose fast way, funny way, or off-road. No pavement roads, no highways. So we're gonna go with the funny one, no pavement, no highways, start. So there we have a funny curved route up to Jukkasjärvi. Really nice. And then pretend that we're going. We are about here on the trip. Then you see some clouds, or you're curious, maybe I need to take the rain cloth on. Then you just press this button, then you get weather. Now it's not even a cloud up in Sweden because it's really hot. But if it was here down in Germany, then you have some clouds that is coming in, so you see exactly where they are. Imagine you buy this tablet, you buy this button, you connect the button by Bluetooth, as you usually do with a Bluetooth device. Then you just go here, set up remote controller. Then you can choose to bind it in these all modes. So if you go to home view, previous left widget, it was the widget I showed you, the map and the compass. Then you just bind it, press the left button, the next. Then it's connected to the left one, and the right, and blah blah blah. And if you go to map view, you saw I just had zoom in and zoom out. So we can test pan map left. We test to bind this with the remote button. We press left. And then pan map right, we press right. And back to the map. And then we see where we're at. Then we zoom out, down, zoom in, up, and to the left, we go left. And to the right, we go right. So it is that easy to bind the button up. And if you want a more advanced binding to the button, then you want to have this app, the key mapper. I can show you how it looks on the home screen. Key mapper, this one. Here is a more advanced. I had bind it with this before, but then I went to the DMD and did the easier configuration. But you can use this for more advanced. I won't show you how you do it because it's quite action triggers and stuff, recorded triggers. You do whatever you want, like triple tap is another function. You can, if you hold the buttons, then you controlling the music on the intercom, and if you just press them, then you have it to the tablet. You can even bind the squeeze in and squeeze out motion on the one button. So it's a more complicated way of configuring this type of button, but you can do like so many functions with just these buttons. And also this button, at least the Chinese sellers says it has 1 year battery time. And it's also IP rated, and at least the rain I tried it to, it hold on very good. So now we're having some summertime handguards with the remote button. That is really handy. We have a sealed USB cable. I have used this in the rain without the O-ring and it works perfectly fine. But I think in the long term, why don't put on an O-ring? So easy, just squeeze it on and press it in and then it sticks on there. It's not gonna bother me in the future, it's just there. And we tried to make the charging solution, but it's impossible when the Chinese are lying to. I'm gonna tell them to send my money back because I hate when they lie on the website. I know it's Chinese cheap stuff, but at least they don't should lie about it. I will order a new unit for the charging to the tablet. I will order a shorter angle USB cable so I get the most out of it. I will order new pair of foam grips because they are quite beaten up. A new fork seal. And in the next episode we're gonna focus more on comfort, because after I rise the bar up, standing up for me is a quite good position. So I try to stand up a lot when going through villages and stuff when the speed limit is low. And also my legs is quite cramped up after a long ride when sitting down, so I try to stand up. But my feet is getting bent like this because the foot pegs is so thin. So it's not super great for me. So we're gonna make them wider. Also we're gonna mount highway pegs. And I just have an upper crash bar. There's nothing down here I can put them on. where I want the highway pegs. But I have a solution for it, and just with some small tweaks, I think this is gonna be super good. Also, I bought something for my crew that I'm about to show the next episode. I have it here, but I'm not gonna show it. It's for the next episode. I have to feel it a bit and squeeze it a bit before I show you. So I filmed the first part yesterday. Today is a new day. I just put the same t-shirt on to trick you at home. But I see just from last night to today, we are 14 more on the ship and on the channel. Absolutely amazing. As I said in my first video, I don't see that this as a number or just as a line on the wall. It's a person just like me at home with the same interests that want to be a part of this. Super fun. But if you saw my second episode, you also know we're having a war. And you don't mess with the Norse now. Give me the war, you're gonna die.
In the land of the north, where the wind still cries, where the old gods sleep and the raven flies.